ito tabi ang pa San Francisco, California. San Francisco Kapangihan. Alakaw kahamok harane. Kaikok, uyang buklad. Mauyat ko ho.
Ayun nga lang daw, dumalog na ako.
Sige, lokso.
Hi guys, ka-YouTubers. Please join us now walking along the margin of the river between the sides of hills, going to climb the upper part of the mountain slopes while savoring the fresh breath of mountain breeze with the gentle sound of river, breeze, birds, crickets, and some automobiles that seldom pass going to and through to the town and the mountain of San Francisco, not California, but of Kapangihan here in Bulusan. Of course, we can reach this place by automobiles or motorcycle from town proper through Barangay Sapngan to San Francisco or Kapangihan, where our route is going to this tourist destination, where we can see one of the captivating cascades or Bayugin Falls of Kapangihan is hiding in the middle of mountain ranges of Barangay San Jose Lower and Kapangihan. It is really an accepted fact that the real beauty usually cannot be seen easily, but sometimes or most of the time it is hiding or internally existing in secret, and Bayugin Falls is one of these examples in a secret place located at the top of the mountain but hiding in the middle of slopes mountains, where we need to step ups and down the concrete ladders or stairs before we see the hidden rivers, where the crystal clear waterfalls of Bayugin met the river and stream waters of the mountain traveling from the estuary and the source, where the hills going to the town proper, where this river can be seen in Barangay Sapngan Central, Looban, going to Barangay Dapdap and other barangay with waterways as the source reach going to the sea. But for us with an interest of walking and mountaineering, we need not to catch automobiles to be here. Instead, we enjoy strolling while our cameras will capture our favorite scope on the way. In the past, long before the modernization, not only of the road but also of the stair going to the very path of the falls and river or Bayugin, we need to exert more effort to be very careful of step of the slippery and rough road going here, aside from being into a slope where the ladders were not smoothly concrete than to the with rocks and muds during rainy season. But fortunately now, and all these have changed with concrete ladder and concrete road going here from the town. Still, we have to step the not less than 100 steps going up and down the falls and river of Bayugin. And the same way the other waters I uploaded ahead of this, Bayugin Falls is also an enchanted tourist destination and full of mysterious stories that I may live to the experience and knowledge of Kapangihanon. Whatever the stories about this fantastic falls of Bayugin, she is undoubtedly captivating cascades of the San Francisco and Bulusan, and one of the favorite tourist destinations, hiding on the top of the mountain and the middle of the hills, going down the rock ladder or Kapangihan. Now we heard the birds with the different voices, a sign of tranquility of mountains and the fresh environment where they are living. And if we are planning to swim on the river while enjoying the flow of Bayugin
Kung ang hilig nyo
cascades
naman
or
ang
falls,
umakyat
we
sa
must be
mataas na
prepared
matarik
to
at
walk
magandang
going up
kabundukan.
and down the
Huwag
concrete
mag-alinlangan.
steps here.
Halina kayo dito sa bundok
Fortunately,
ng
the
Kapangihan,
former natural
barangay na
rocky
tinawag dahil
where
sa
slippery
dami-dati ng puno
clay
ng
step
pangi o
her
ng
had
halaman, at
already been
itinawag din
transformed
dito
into
sa
concrete
pangalan ng
stairway
banal na santong si
to
San
river.
Francisco. Taong
At the same
mayaman,
time,
ngunit
we
kanyang
can
tinalikuran
hear
ang kanyang
several
karangyaan
mountain breeze
upang
and the
makipamuhay,
touch of
tumulong
the
sa dukha at
silent
nangangailangan. Halina
of
dito sa
nature,
San Francisco,
a home
makikita
to
higanti-unti
mysterious
ang
beings
halaman
who
o
own
puno
this
ng pako,
territory.
tinatawag na palango,
That reminds
na kahit
us to
noon pa
protect
man
the
na hindi pa
environment.
uso sa lungsod ang
Every natural
plantitos-plantitos,
attraction
noon pa
like
man
this
nandito na ito.
have had her
At
own
dahil ang
stories
palango ay hindi maliit
of
kundi
invisible
napakalaking pako.
owners in the
Halina kayo
mountains,
sa 300
rivers,
hakbang pataas
seas,
pababa sa hagdan ng bato.
falls.
Ngunit
Like
huwag
this
makulit para
Bayugin
hindi
Falls
magalit sa ugali
this
na
is
pangit.
not a new
Ang mga
destination
di
for me as
nakikitang may-ari
Bulusanon,
na nakamasid
because
sa
we
atin
used
dito
to be
mga
here
engkanto.
when I was a kid.
Kailangan nating
We used to
igalang
climb the
irespeto ang magandang
mountains of
bagay na
San
nandito.
Jose
Huwag
and
tatanggalin, huwag
Kapangihan,
sisirain, huwag
where these
bubunutin
two
ang mga
upland
nakatanim sa
barangays,
talo ng
the
Bayugin. river of Bayugin is their
Napapaligiran ng
boundary.
bundok na bato dito sa San Francisco.
Palango,
Atin
or the
munang
one
alamin
who
dito ang
gathered the
kataga
root
rito.
crops called Namo,
At tayo,
were
huwag
usually
tayong mangunguna't
washing
aabuso.
these root crops
Magtanong,
here,
alamin ang sekreto.
or even today,
Kung
aside
bakit
from
maganda
Namo,
ang Bayugin.
mountain workers and picnickers on the rivers or on these falls.
Now,
This
do you
place
see that
was or is the
deep,
favorite
natural
when we are on the
waterway?
mountains of San Jose
Water
and
is coming
Kapangihan.
from Ilihan.
Aside from
The
birds,
source of
vines,
these
shrubs,
Bayugin Falls.
grass, and wild animals, I miss here the wild and exotic green, rare plants like the Palango. I miss also the big trees. Big trees were or already rare and endangered now. Logging and demand of wood in the past was an ordinary thing, while trees were thick on mountains and forests. I hear trees like Toyokai and other Bulusano name of trees which are not common to our days today. But it is sad to say when Bulusanon language is evolving and changing. Some of these trees are also dying and being endangered. I have been a trees I know when I was a kid like the Jangaw, Katmon, Kanila, Arawa, and the like, which I want to have now, to have seeds or at least stem to plant. And if someone would offer me one, I want it to plant to my lot belong to my family here in Kapangihan. I already diverted my topic from Bayugin to trees, but for me, these two topics are interrelated because mountains, oceans of lands, water, seas, rocks, birds, animals, and any creature, big and small, cannot survive without the other because habitats, non-living things, and living things have mutual interest with each others for survivals. At last, as our visitor, we are here again. We are already here on the mountain where Bayugin Falls is hiding. Here, beauty, on top of the mountain between the river of San Jose and San Francisco, where Bayugin Falls met her river falls, cascading river going to the town proper of Bulusan. And as a visitor of this place, we are again. As a visitor, we are here again. We are already here on the mountain where Bayugin Falls is hiding. Here, beauty, on top of the mountain between the river of San Jose and San Francisco, where Bayugin Falls met her river falls, cascading river going to the town proper of Bulusan. And as a visitor of this place, we are here again to enjoy the captivating crystal clear cascades or waterfalls of Bayugin Falls here in Bulusan. In fact, I'm so excited again to be here with friends because we had already been here in February for early visit of this Bayugin Falls, but people and barangay officials here told me that this falls was still closed since the pandemic, and barangay officials told us to return here in the first week of March for reopening. We told them to remind us immediately for the date of opening for us to become the early bird or man to visit here. But we failed to be here in the first week and then the following days or weeks because of bad or rainy days. So we postponed, but now we're again here. For non-Bulusanon vacationers, picnickers, and leisure adventurers who wants to visit this place, explore these captivating cascades of Bayugin Falls, which is the touch of crystal clear cascading waters on the top of the mountain of San Francisco or Kapangihan, and we can reach here by going to town proper to Barangay Sakyan by motorcycle, bicycle, private automobiles, or walking. Come here, but don't forget to have your COVID-19 health certification or certificate or papers to be presented here for local checkpoints and certification for entry. For mountain dwellers or Bulusanon, this Bayugin Falls and river is not only for picnics but also for other purposes. We used to be here in the past with a dog to wash our mud after gathering firewoods, wild vegetables, and root crops, and sometimes for fishing. The paranamo, or the one who gather namo, a kind of seasonal root crops, which is needed to be washed here after the harvest or after the process of washing these root crops from being dipped with salt for a few hours or few days. It is needed to be washed here on the river before drying on the sun. One of the rare wild exotic green shrub or grass here on the mountain is the locally called here Palango. A big fern-like green shrub with pretty leaves, which when you see this you'll feel you're already standing on the tranquil solitude, cool environment of the forest with its soothing colors and breath pleasing to our eyes and feelings. Wow! With matching amusing rocky mountains surrounding the falls and the river. Pagihan, here in Bulusan. As a revisitor, I felt again like a stranger or foreigner to our own town because of excitement of the paths of Bayugin Falls, where I can also hear birds. Falls, I set out from Barangay Madlaon at 8:46 am. Then I arrived at Visita in Kapangihan or San Francisco Chapel at 9:26 am. With matching stop for brief camera scoping of natural beauty on the way. So by this, you can calculate the distance of Bayugin from the town proper with an average speed of a man walking with a mountain walking experience like me. If you check Barangay Saplan, going here, I think it is a short walk from than taking Barangay Madlawon to be here in San Francisco. You know guys, my ka-YouTubers, being happy or to become happy is not always coming from being a fortunate or being privileged man or woman or by virtue of luck or fate, opportunity. So but sometimes or most of the times we will become happy is now how to choose our life to have contentment and acceptance of what life is giving us by enjoying or not living yesterday and tomorrow. It is how to enjoy the things whether it be simple, ordinary, extraordinary, natural, supernatural, or even with a very life we can become happy. And joy can only be attained through our faith, hope, and hope to our faith, love, and hope in God. We have to enjoy what God has given us like this fantastic falls, captivating cascades of Bayugin Falls. Today is Easter or Resurrection Sunday, the celebration of the day when Jesus our Lord surpassed, overcame, and triumphantly conquered death. And he has risen from the dead for us. So why we avoid just before giving to those who offended us. Recreate, rest, relax, enjoy, and be with nature's touch and hug like this crystal clear refreshing water of Barangay but Bayugin Falls, where we can see the very quiet trees, plants, shrubs. We can see and hear birds in different colors of fireflies and other insects, which we need to take for them, which they are now becoming endangered. Palango, to whom I inquired and communicated about these falls, the natural beauty that must be protected. In the first years, he told me that an engineer having had a proposal to make a rooftop along the margin of the river, but I heard also their best stand as an environmentalist like me to maintain the natural original form and beauty of the river and the falls, and it must be maintained not to put another artificial concrete structure to damage the natural beauty of river and the falls. I'm not a Kapanghanon, but as a Bulusanon, I have an equal concern for Bayugin and all others natural tourist attraction here in Bulusan to maintain their natural form, except for some very important facility like roads, bridges, comfort rooms, and small cottage, etc. I almost inquired 10 Kapanghanon about what really the origin of or history, etymological facts why this falls named Bayugin. But no one knows the word or the word origin of Bayugin aside from telling me this to be that ever since they heard and had known this unique name of the barangay's tourist attraction Bayugin Falls. What I heard from Bayugin particular is about Ilihan Spring, from which Bayugin Falls is coming as its source. He added that Bulusan, the source of Bulusan River, which is also passing here to Murong-Burungan, Kipot, Buklad, Spillway, the famous Bilipay River, Sinagupa, and then proceeding to the town proper. Its source is coming from upper part farther of Tabunan. This is a mountain ranges. It is very proximate to Agingay, a smaller Bulusan lake, as I also called Agingay, is very isolated from the town. This is proximate to Bulusan volcano, where I also visited these mountain ranges, an upland attraction in 2010, if I'm not mistaken, with my Testa classmates. I really say and enjoy these kinds of adventure or experience without spending much money. We have to pay it with our patience, efforts, and exertion to have practice and exercise trying it. If we can become one of these kinds of walking interests before going to this type of booking, I can say that we will have an interest or satisfaction for this effort, not only to enjoy but also to help to have a good health coming from exercise. Now again, with this experience of visiting these falls, I again being blessed or re-enlightened to see once again God's creation. Hindi na nga kami, pinabatak na namin ang pag-akyat sa mga batong ito na binubok ng 300 steps, sabi ng mga kapanghano na natanong namin, na talagang sa mga hindi sanay parang mangangalay din talaga ang tuhod at mga paa. Siyempre yung mga takot sa mga matataas na lugar, medyo matatakot din. Dito sa tulay na to makikita natin ang kalaliman ng source ng nitong Bayugin, na kung saan meron siyang natural rocky canal na daanan ng tubig, waterways, na ayon sa mga kapangyarihanon, ito ang source daw dito ay nagmumula daw sa Ilihan. Isang lugar, ibig sabihin ng Ilihan, yung kumbaga sabi ng matatanda, ibig sabihin ng Ilihan, yung parang lugar na pinagtataguan ng isang bagay, tao anuman. So parang dito nagtatago. At saka malalim ito, Rocky Mountain siyempre, at dito dumaan ang falls na to at pabagsak ng patalo ng dito nga sa Bayugin Falls, sa Kapangihan. And through this beauty spots here, ay again, talaga pong lagi nating balikan ang ating sariling magagandang tanawin sa ating lugar. Huwag tayong maging dayuhan sa sariling bayan dahil pakiramdam nating tayo'y dayuhan, kahit pakiramdam natin tayo'y dayuhan sa tuwing ating makakapiling ang ganda ng kalikasang nakatago na kailangang sadyain at bisitahin. Tayo'y mapapahiyaw, mapapawaw, at sa nakakakita na nais ding makarating, mapapadiwaw. At sana all ipagtanggol ang kalikasan, laging tumulong, huwag magkalat ng basura, huwag sisirain ang mga puno, huwag papatagin ang mga bundok na di naman na kailangan dahilan sa sariling kapakanan. Kontrahin ang mga sistema at programang sisira sa ganda ng kalikasan, lalo na dito sa ating bayan ng Bulusan. Kung ang hilig nyo naman ang umakyat sa mataas na batarik at magagandang kabundukan, huwag na kayong mag-alinlangan kung kayo mga taga-Bulusan o taga-ibang bayan. Kung mapapayagan, mapapahintulutan ng mga protokol o patakaran, tayo na sa taas ng bundok ng Kapangihan na tinawag dahil sa dami dati ng puno ng pangi o klase ng halaman. Ito ang barangay na tinawag din sa pangalan ng santo na si San Francisco. Taong mayaman ngunit kanyang karangyaan ay tinalikuran, masayang tinalikuran upang makipamuhay tumulong sa duka at nangangailangan. Halina dito sa San Francisco, makikita higanting lunti ang halaman o puno ng pako tinatawag na palango na kahit noong paman, hindi pa uso sa lungsod ang plantitos plantitas, noong paman nandito na ito. Halina kayo at sa 300 hakbang pataas pababa ng hagdanang bato, ngunit huwag makulit para hindi magalit sa ugali na pangit ang mga di nakikitang may-ari na nakamasid sa atin. Ditong mga engkanto, kailangan nating igalang irespeto ang magagandang bagay na nandito. Huwag tatanggalin, huwag sisirain, huwag bubunutin anumang nakatanim na dito sa talo ng Bayugin. Napapaligiran ng bundok na bato dito sa San Francisco, dito sa mga taong taga rito, at tayong nangunguna. Atin munang alamin sa mga taong taga rito, huwag tayong mangunguna o huwag tayong aabuso. Ang talo ng Bayugin tiyak na sa ating gumigising. Maaalis, mapapaalis ang sa ating patitamlay. Taglay na presko ng tubig na tumatalon, dumadagundong. Lumulukso tayo sa tuwa kaya suliranin at sa paakyat pa lang ng hagdanan. Inyong nang mararamdaman, ating katawan ay dadampian ng Bayugin na parang baging na tumataginting. Sa ating diwa ay musikang lumalambing na sabi, "Welcome to the waterfalls of Bayugin." That is captivating, refreshing, and invigorating. That is captivating, refreshing, and reinvigorating with the fantastic falls in Kapangihan in Bulusan called Bayugin. By your little effort, you gain most Bayugin. Welcome and don't forget advance saying, "Come again."
with its water's magic touch. Our desire to come here will not stop from time we would never arrive. It's a time for us for the next come back. It's our choice. Search for joy in the Lord through His eternal works, beauty of nature. Through His grace or this nature, remember our Creator. Now the beauty of nature is the fantastic of what others call coming rapture. At sa aking natanong na isang kapangihanon, ang malamig na papusko malinis na sariwang tubig na sa ilog.
Pagihan, here in Bulusan, as a revisitor, I felt again like a stranger or foreigner.
Ay mula sa bukal ng ilihan. Ilihan na siyang pinagmumulan nitong tubig ng Bayugin. Sa kapangihan, ilihan ay nasa bandang taas pa ng kabundukan.
Going here, I think it is a short walk.
Doon o sa di kalayo ang basta mula sa ilihan na ibig sabihin liblib na lugar. Lihim na pwedeng pagtaguan kung mainit o umuulan. Mainit o umuulan kung dito tumatahan ang bukal ng tubig sa ilihan. Sa Bayugin, tumatalon sa kapangihan ang ating bayan ng
We have
Bulusan.
to enjoy.
Ulan ng Bulusan, muli nating balikan sa magsisipag-uwian. Kung mapapayagan pasyalan ang kagandahan ng ating bayan, biniyayaan, pinagbubukalan ng katubigan at anyong tubig at lupa, mayaman sa ganda ng kalikasan. Kanyang karitan, magmula kabundukan at bulkan, at parang, at kapatagan, karagatan, pinagtitipunan, pinagsasalubungan ng mga bukal at agos ng tubig, alat at tabang. Bayang pinagpala itinalaga ng may likha sa kagandahan at buntiang kalikasan. Sa buhanginan ng dalampasigan sa aplaya, makikita ang sariwa at buntiang karagayrayan, kapangdanan na matatanawan kahit ikay nakatuntong sa batong pag-ultan. Kung ang hilig nyo naman ang umakyat sa mataas na batarik at magagandang kabundukan, huwag na kayong mag-alinlangan kung kayo mga taga-Bulusan o taga-ibang bayan. Kung mapapayagan, mapapahintulutan ng mga protokol o patakaran, tayo na sa taas ng bundok ng kapangihan na tinawag dahil sa dami-dati ng puno ng pangi o klase ng halaman. Ito ang barangay na tinawag din sa pangalan ng santo na si San Francisco. Taong mayaman ngunit kanyang karangyaan ay tinalikuran, masayang tinalikuran upang makipamuhay tumulong sa duka at nangangailangan. Halina dito sa San Francisco, makikita higanting lunti ang halaman o puno ng pako tinatawag na palango na kahit noong paman hindi pa uso sa lungsod ang plantitas, noong paman nandito na ito. Halina kayo at sa 300 hakbang pataas pababa ng hagdanang bato. Ngunit huwag makulit para hindi magalit sa ugali na pangit ang mga di nakikitang may-ari na nakamasid sa atin. Ditong mga engkanto, kailangan nating igalang irespeto ang magagandang bagay na nandito. Huwag tatanggalin, huwag sisirain, huwag bubunutin anumang nakatanim na dito sa talo ng Bayugin. Napapaligiran ng bundok na bato dito sa San Francisco, dito sa mga taong taga rito at tayong nangunguna. Atin munang alamin sa mga taong taga rito, huwag tayong mangunguna o huwag tayong aabuso. Ang talo ng Bayugin tiyak na sa atin gumigising. Maaalis, mapapaalis ang sa ating pati tamlay. Taglay na presko ng tubig na tumatalon, dumadagundong. Lumulukso tayo sa tuwa kaya suliranin at sa paakyat pa lang ng hagdanan. Inyong nang mararamdaman, ating katawan ay dadampian ng Bayugin na parang baging na tumataginting. Sa ating diwa ay musikang lumalambing na sabi, "Welcome to the waterfalls of Bayugin." That is captivating, refreshing, and invigorating. With the fantastic falls in kapangihan in Bulusan called Bayugin. By your little effort, you gain most Bayugin.
The Bayugin Falls in Kapangihan, San Francisco, Bulusan, Sorsogon. At ngayon nga pauwi na kami. Ito na po ang tulay ng San Francisco. Hindi naman po ang Golden Gate, kundi ito po ang Kapangihan San Francisco Bridge ng Bulusan. Pauwi na. At dadaan din kami sa mga ilog na karugtong ng ilog na pinagbumulan ng ilog na pinagbabagsakan ng Bayugin Falls. Dadaan kami ng Kipot, Burung-Burungan, Buklan, Stairways, Gulipay River, Sinagupan, sa ilog ng Sapngan at ganyan palabas ng town proper ng Bulusan.
Hamok harane. Kaikok, uyang Buklan. Mauyat ko ho.
Ayun nga lang daw, dumalog na ako.
Sige, Lokso.
Lang nanonood, mga kayo man po ay taga Bulusan o hindi, sa nais pong magpasyal dito, kapag pinayagan na po tayo ng protocol, sana nga matapos na itong pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic mga bayan, upang magawa na natin ang nais at hindi na ito tawaging new normal. Sa katunayan, hindi naman ako naniniwala na new normal, kundi ito po ay abnormal na araw, abnormal days, hindi new normal days. Ang normal, yung wala na yung mga protocol, balik na sa normal talaga. Sana nga, ipanalangin natin, lalo na ngayong Easter Sunday o Resurrection, na matapos na itong problema natin, yung sulira natin sa pandemic, upang magbalik na tayo sa talagang normal na panahon. Mapasyalan natin ang mga nagagandahang magagandang tanawin, lalo na dito sa aming lugar sa Bulusan at sa iba pang mga rehiyon sa buong Pilipinas at ibang bansa. Hindi pa po nagsasubscribe, please subscribe and help my vlogs to continue about protection of the environment, etc. Salamat.